Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we create visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decision for your application. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so this was a customer provided 3D drawing, so I really appreciate that. Thank you. And what we're going to do here is figure out what type of heaters are best for this application. So as you can see, we have a very high ceiling height up here, and there is a couple of seating areas here, and reaches out to about here. Now I did make a little box down here to show on the ground. Let's go into the dimensions here so we can speak about that. So I did make this area here just to identify the occupied space, I guess, and I came up with this measurement of 296 square feet. If you were to look at the overall entire space, I believe it was 538 square feet. Now I don't think we need to heat up every square inch of this. This is infrared heating, so it's known as spot heating. And in spot heating, you just concentrate on the spaces that you want to heat, because you're not heating the air, you're heating mass being the tables, chairs, floors, and the human body. So we don't need to heat up the countertops and fireplace areas such as that are outside this edge over here. So all right, so overall we got 2510 by 24.6. And then we have a total height of the bottom of the beams here at 14.7. Just going back to these square footages. So if you were to heat up the entire space, for instance, this 538 square feet would require 4 of the SunPack S34s or TSHs in order to heat up the whole entire space. And if you were to use a Infratech, say a CD 6024, which is roughly about 20,400 BTUs, you would need somewhere in the nature of about 6.7, I believe is what I came up with. And if you were to use this dimension, the 296, it would call for 3.2 S34s or TSHs, and then 4 of the CD 6024, so that's 6,000 watt 240 volt units. Now the question comes up now, this 14.7, the heaters are not designed for a mounting of 14.7 off the ground. And let's go ahead and just look at the first option that I would probably recommend here, which would be the gas units. Let's see if I can pull that up here, and give me just 1 second. So here are the gas units. These would be S34s. And you can see that the design for the heater or the output is really designed for a maximum of about 9 feet off the ground. And when I use the full bracket length, which is 21 inches long, that heater is approximately, I believe it's 12 feet off the ground. Let's just pull that up here real quick and see. So yeah, 12 foot one off the ground, and that is what the manufacturer says is the maximum height that they require, or they would recommend. They recommend 12 feet off the ground as a maximum. So that is not the optimum, it's just the maximum. And when you call for, you know, 3 point, I think it was 3.3, 3.2 units, you can see I have 4 units. And also you can see the distance from each other. Let's go here, and you can see the center points, if I can pull them up here. So center point to center point of unit, and let's see if it'll grab. There we go. And it's not grabbing here. Give me just one more moment. Let's try it up here. Okay, so there we go. So I have 10 foot center to center. You can go to a maximum of 11 foot center to center. and still get the overlapping that you're looking for. And then if you look at the position here, let's go back, and from here to here, we're at almost 8 foot center to center, and I just based it off the beam positioning here. So I didn't want to go too much further than that. And now let's go ahead and look at the overlapping rays. Rays, you can see here, we're getting a good overlapping. And by the way, I did come off from this edge of the heater to this edge, or sorry, this edge of the home to this edge of the heater at 5 feet, and then that additional 10 foot to center. So this would give you a pretty good coverage overall, and I think this would be the best for this application, especially based on the height. Now I'd like to see these heaters come down a little bit more in order to accommodate the maximum output. You can see that we're about 2-3 feet of its maximum, missing really the seating area with the S34. So these are more powerful than the 20,400 BTU of the CD model, the CD 6024. So this would be one option, and let's go ahead and look at the CD option, and let me turn this off and go with the electrics. So these are electrics. I have them basically in the same positions, and now they're a little bit wider this direction, so end to end a little bit closer, but they still are at the 10 foot positions, as well as the same positions this direction as well. So now you can see how this is even a little bit higher, and its maximum output is really not at its peak position, really. I hope I'm explaining that correctly, but let me also just go in here and show you what it really should look like in order to feel ultimately comfortable. And if I just brought it down to about that height, which is coming down 3.5 feet roughly, that would be the optimum height of the heater itself. And I realize that this is not something that is visually acceptable. So again, that's probably why I'd recommend the 34,000 BTUs as opposed to the electric heaters. Now some people have placed the heaters at an elevation of about 12 feet off the ground and said that the heaters output the amount of energy that they're looking for, but that's generally in places like Southern California, where it doesn't get really that cold during the winter time. So in some cases 12 feet off the ground is acceptable, but I can certainly say that 14 feet off the ground is really not acceptable for an electric heater unless you really multiplied them. I mean, that's really the only way that you can do it, is to multiply the amount of units so that the overlapping rays become more intense. So let's just say that we were going to do something as ridiculous as this, which would be to place units like this, and you can see that you have more overlapping rays, but you would definitely need something in the nature of 6 or more units in order to accomplish something like this. So let's pull these back up, and just to kind of get an idea of what they really look like. So you would need a lot of overlapping rays in order to make that position comfortable. And you can see over here there's not much coverage or overlapping rays, so that wouldn't be a really comfortable position. This would not be a really comfortable position. So in any case, another thing I should say is you could move the units over so that the overlapping rays become a little bit tighter, but again, it's just not something I would recommend. So let me turn this off, turn the electric heaters off, and then also let's remove some of this here. then put the gas units back up there. So again, I would probably prefer this. I do notice that this is some sort of glass enclosure on this side here. So this might be a windy area. If this is windy, then the sun pack heaters are gas units, and they do have these ceramic burners inside here with tiny little holes which push out the gas, and if it's blowing or something of that nature, then the gases can blow around and not heat up efficiently. So that might be another issue or reason to consider the electric heaters. Also, the brackets themselves, I'm just using the OEM brackets, but you can use an L bracket. There's a Unistrut makes an L bracket that you can attach to the ceiling, and then just use the attachment hole on this bar here, as opposed to using this larger channel here. All right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, please send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve, and please hit that like button. We don't advertise, we're not monetized, YouTube does not promote our channel, and the only way others can find our channel is by you assisting us by giving us a thumbs up, and we really appreciate that. Thank you. Have an excellent day.